be disqualified by Peru due to logistical complexities. 252. The Leopard 2s were eventually sold to Finland in a deal signed in January 2014 for €200 million with deliveries to start from 2015 to 2019. 253. In September 2015, the Dutch government published that the army would have 16 tanks put out of storage and 18 were to be leased from Germany for a new tank squadron by 2016 as part of a German armored battalion. One Leopard 2 tank is exhibited at the Military Museum. 254. Norway. The Norwegian Army has 52 ex-Dutch Leopard 2A4 numbers in stock. 36 of these are operational as of 2017. 255. In May 2015, it was announced that the Norwegian Army had ordered 6 Ys and 2 in the ARV configuration. 256. A second order of 6 Ys and 2 Ws announced in September 2018, but these will be delivered in the AEV configuration. 257. In March 2019, Norway signed an agreement with Kraus Mafia Women for the procurement of 6 new Legan bridge layers, with deliveries to begin in summer 2022. 258. 259. Poland. The Polish land forces operate 142 Leopard 2A4s, 105 Leopard 2A5s, and 2 Farichal Panzer Leopard 2, turretless driver training vehicle, locally known as Leopard 2NJ. All Polish Leopard 2 tanks come from German Army stocks. The first batch of 128 Leopard 2A4s, produced between 1985 and 1987, as well as 49 other armored vehicles, like Bergepanzer II ARVs and M113 family APCs, and 151 trucks and 4X4S was transferred to Poland in 2002 and 2003 for 100 million PLN. They are used by the 10th Armored Cavalry Brigade based in Swietowo. A second batch of 105 Leopard 2A5s and 14 Leopard 2A4s as well as 18 Bergepanzer II ARVs and 200 trucks and 4X4S was transferred to Poland in 2013 and 2014 for 780 million PLN. 128 Leopard 2A4 are scheduled to be upgraded to Leopard 2 PL standard, in a contract worth 2,415 MPLN that was signed in December 2015. In 2018 a follow-on deal to upgrade a second batch of 14 Leopard 2A4s was signed. 260. The Leopard 2 PL will introduce new sighting equipment for the gunner, commander and driver, an increased protection level, an upgraded gun, an upgraded fire suppression system and the installation of an auxiliary power unit. 261, 262, 200. Portugal. The Portuguese Army operates 37 ex-Dutch Leopard 2A6s, acquired in 2008 for €80 million. Also bought one for training and one for spares. 263. The Army, in 2010, planned to acquire 18 more units, leaving a total of 55 Leopard 2A6s, but the Ministry of National Defense denied the purchase of additional units due to budget cuts. 264. The military programming law signed in 2019 provides for the modernization of all Leopard 2A6s from 2026 to 2030, and may also receive an active protection system. 265, 266. Qatar signed a contract for 62 Leopard 2A7 plus tanks in April 2013. 267. Delivery is commenced in late 2014 / early 2015, 268, and were completed in 2018. 269. The first units were displayed at Qatar's annual National Day Parade in December 2015. 270. Singapore. The Singapore Army acquired 96 ex-German Leopard 2A4s, including 30 spare tanks. A number were upgraded with additional AMAP composite armor in 2010 by IBD Diesenroth and ST Kinetics and renamed Leopard 2SG in October 2010. By 2019, it was reported that Singapore had taken delivery of 158 Leopard 2A4s and 45 Leopard 2A7s. However, the Singapore government has denied that it received deliveries of Leopard 2A7s. 271, 272, 209, 273, 274. Slovakia. In August 2022, the Slovak Ministry of Defense announced it will get 15 Leopards 2A4 from Germany in an exchange for its 30 tracked BMP-1 infantry fighting vehicles from reserve that will be given to Ukraine to help defend against the Russian invasion. Germany's tank package includes ammunition, training, and spare parts. The plans for future modernizations or the purchase of modern versions of the Leopard 2 were not trivial at the time. 275, 276. The first Leopard 2A4 was delivered on 19 December 2022. 277. Spain. The Spanish Army operates 327 Leopard 2s, 108 ex-German Leopard 2A4s and 219 new-build Leopard 2A6 Plus, Leopard 2E. Spain offered its Leopard 2A4 for comparative tests to be conducted by the Peruvian Army for possible acquisition. By September 2013, the Leopard 2A4 had been disqualified by Peru due to logistical complexities. 252. Sweden. In August 1994, 160 ex-German Leopard 2A4s were leased and received minor modifications. They were used under the designation Stridsvagn 121 until their organization of the Swedish Army in 2000, when they were placed in storage until the lease contract expired in 2011. 20 STRV-121 tanks were purchased for conversion into engineering and bridge-laying vehicles, and the 140 remaining tanks were returned to Germany. Sweden has acquired 120 Leopard 2 improved tanks, upgrading them as the Stridsvagn 122, with 42 STRV-122 tanks remaining in active service. 278, 279, 280. Switzerland. The Swiss Army purchased 382 A4s designated PZ-87 or Panzer 87. 35 of these were bought from Germany while the remaining ones were licensed and manufactured locally. Beginning in 2006, 134 of these tanks have been modernized, 42 were sold back to Rheinmetall, and 12 were turned into demining and engineering vehicles. As of 2022, 96 tanks remain in storage. 281. Turkey. The Turkish Army received 354 Leopard 2A4s. 161. 84 units are undergoing modernization and will be renamed as Leopard 2A4TR. The modernization program was awarded to Roketsan, and the first tank was redelivered to the Turkish Army in February 2021. The tanks undergoing modernization are being equipped with new era panels, fire control systems, and a full overhaul of the power transmission systems. 282. Future operators. Ukraine. On the 25th of January, Chancellor Scholz formally confirmed plans for an initial Transfer of 14 Leopard 2A6s to Ukraine. 283. Germany also announced that it would allow for 3 import of Leopard 2 to Ukraine by partner states. This has made it increasingly likely that Ukraine will soon receive Leopard 2 tanks from Poland, Norway, Finland, Spain, Portugal, and others. 90. 284. The total amount announced is between 40 to 44 units. Potential operators. Bulgaria. The Bulgarian Ministry of Defense has been interested in purchasing a minimum of 24 units of the Leopard 2A6 variant. The deal has received support from a military budget increase to 2.0% of GDP by 2016 in the new Bulgarian budget, and a military pledge to spend €2.2 billion on new armaments for the Bulgarian military. 285. Croatia. The Croatian Ministry of Defense is looking to replace its M84A4 tanks currently in use. Negotiations with Germany over the purchase of stored Leopard 2A5 tanks were underway in 2014 and 2015. The Milanovic government was negotiating the purchase of up to 50 tanks with spare parts and a support package including spare engines, tank transporters, and engineering vehicles valued at 875 million kunas. The purchase would have coincided with the purchase of PZH 2000 howitzers. Due to budget constraints, at least for the time being, the vehicles were not purchased. Interest still remains high, as Croatia has no plans to modernize or maintain its M84A4 tanks beyond 2020. 286. Romania. As part of a modernization program, since 2019 the Romanian army has been considering the acquisition of Leopard 2 tanks. 287. Failed bids. Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Arabian government sought to buy Leopard 2A7s, total of 600-800, desired. In early July 2011, the German press reported that the Bundessicherheitsrat, Federal Security Council, approved the sale by KMW of more than 200 units of the 2A7 Plus tanks to Saudi Arabia. 288, 289. This news was met with criticism both inside and outside of Germany, because of the autocratic nature of the Saudi Arabian state and its involvement in repressing popular protests in the neighboring country of Bahrain. 290. Criticism also came from within the Chancellor Angela Merkel's government coalition. 291, and, later from within KMW. 292. In June 2012, reports surfaced that Saudi Arabia had raised the number of tanks it was interested in to 600-800. A contract was never finalized, and the issue was debated both in the German public and in Germany's federal parliament. 293. In April 2014, a German newspaper reported that the deal for Leopard 2 tanks for Saudi Arabia was likely to be cancelled due to opposition from the Federal Economy Minister at that time, Social Democrat Sigmar Gabriel. 294. In 2015, Germany blocked the sale of Leopard 2 tanks to Saudi Arabia. 295. See also Leopard 1. List of main battle tanks by generation. Panther Kf-51. Tanks in the German Army. Notes. In King of the Killing Zone, O'Kelly reported that after knocking on one Leopard 2A prototype.
Good. I could finish reading, but I have to look all these links in Wikipedia. All these many links. But the weather is very nice, the sun is shining. I think I will just start to load up to charging the camcorder. I will read the Leopard 1 after this. I think I will go take a walk outside. I have to read this Leopard 2 document again in like 2 months, because a lot of new happens with this Leopard 2, because they will start in like 2 months. They will be in the front line in the Ukrainian war, the war against Russia. All these many old Leopard 2 tanks will be transferred to like in April and May. Before the summer, we will have the Leopard 2, and this summer they will take an active part of the war, and they will start losing the tanks because of the war. So I think many of the old Leopards 2A4 will ending their life in Ukraine. Then many more countries that donate giving this Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine for free. They will start to order some new. The media will write about this Leopard 2 tanks. More countries will be interested to buy more versions like the 2A7, and probably this company Rheinmetall will make a lot of money. Probably they will design a new version, the 2A8 maybe. So that's a tank that will get a lot of attention in the future. But in like 2 months we will have this Leopard 2 tanks driving around in Ukraine at the front line in the active war, and they were losing like every week. They will lose many of these tanks, and many more countries will donate this older Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine for the war. So I will have to read again in like 1 month or 2 months, not too long time, because I'm recording a video about these tanks in Danish. But the weather is very nice, so I will stop the video and take a walk.